Hello friends, welcome to episode 1 of Tiny Tokyo. This is a project that I've been wanting to do for a long time, which is sort of recreating, to an extent, the Tokyo transit system, specifically focusing on the Yamanote Line and stations connected to it. Maybe getting into bus lines later, we'll see. What I really want to do is recreate the Yamanote Line stations realistically, by which I mean I want to build the streets around these stations so that if somebody is familiar with one of these stations and they look at it in my game, they'll recognize it because the streets will be roughly the same. Now, astute viewers will notice immediately that there's one big problem, which is the streets in Transport Fever 2 are right side drive only, and it's not possible to make them left side drive. There are a couple of mods on the workshop, but they just don't work. They are problematic at best, and so I'm leaving them out. So for the time being, we have a right side drive Tokyo. I'm really sorry about that. So here we have a completely blank map. It's flat, it's blank, and the very first thing I want to do is make a indication of north, so that I can stay oriented. And so what we're going to do is, how should we do this? Let's make it a, let's make it this guy right here. We'll make it a different color. Terrain. There's that. Perfect. Bam. North. Now we know. We can always find north. It's a work of art. The next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to, let's pull up a map. I welcome you to follow along with me in a browser window. So here's the map. Here's a rough map of the Yamanote Line. And the thing about maps like this is that these stations are not going to be spaced out exactly like they are in real life. So we're also going to bring up a Google Maps window. Here's me in Chicago. We want to go all the way over Tokyo. Bam. It looks very daunting, doesn't it? And what I've decided is that I'm going to start with Osaki, and Osaki is here. It's the southernmost tip of the Yamanote Circle. And I'm doing this for two reasons. First of all, because it'll help me to orient myself to the rest of the stations. If I know that's the southernmost tip, it's going to go on the southernmost part of the map. And the other reason that I'm starting in Osaki is because right here, here's Osaki Station, and just south of Osaki Station is this JR East Tokyo train yard. Right? Big train yard, and that is very convenient for me because I can use that to add a train yard in-game. And that's where all my trains are going to come from. So it's an excellent starting space. So here's our map again. There's north. And all the way down, here's the south. I'm going to start Osaki right in here somewhere. That feels appropriate. So the first thing that I'm going to do is try to get the angle about right. Osaki, if I'm not mistaken, is a ground level station. It is not a raised station. I'm gonna double check that. Let's do it from here. Google Street View. We're going to be doing a lot of exploring from Google Street View. Let's look in there. Yep, it's ground level. So here are the tracks. You can get over the tracks, obviously, by going up. There's some commercial district here. But there it is. Good. So I can start with a ground level station. That's easy. So as you can see, the size of my map versus the size of my train station is absolutely massive. So we have plenty of space to work with. Try to roughly duplicate the angle. That doesn't matter so much, but I'd like it to be close. And now the question becomes, how many tracks? So here we got Shonan Shinjuku, Rinkai. This is the Yamanote Line. So in theory, it should be 6 tracks. We have some pass-through tracks that just join back up, it appears, or maybe those are industrial, but we're not going to worry about those right now. We'll come back to it later if it becomes a problem. The last thing that I'm going to do is look it up on Wikipedia. Oh, there's a little diorama that's super helpful. A freight line runs through the middle of it, so we're going to leave space for that. Let's get started. These guys can go away. It's not the most artistic thing in the world, but it's close enough. Great, Osaki Station. Let's put some roads in. And again, what I want to try to do is replicate, to the best of my ability, the roads that roll through here. So I definitely want to replicate this main artery here. And once I have the close by roads and the main artery, then I'm going to add in a city, and we'll let that grow to meet Osaki. And Osaki Station has a really interesting kind of overpass that jumps over the train tracks, so we'll start with that one. We're just looking for something that kind of replicates. Not horrible. Let's see what the real one looks like. That's what it looks like. Let's try to replicate that. Well, it's not green, first of all. That's not horrible. It's upside down. I actually kind of like that. That's the one. Cool, cool, cool. This street here, this is two-way. But this street is one-way, and this street is also one-way. And the two-way continues under the bridge, so that's how we'll try to replicate it. I definitely want the AI to be able to build on these roads, because we have commercial industries here. And here we run into our first problem with right side drive. As you recall, Transport Fever 2 does not have left side drive, which Japan is. Japan is left side drive. So we have to kind of figure out how to make it work. And so what I'm going to do, even though in the real life interchange, traffic is running this direction, I'm going to make it run the other direction because we're on right side drive. It's a little concession, but that's what we're going to do. This is interesting. This is a road it shows here, and it just turns into a walkway. Wonder if we can get in there. Oh, we can't see down it. That would be lovely. But it's an alleyway. So I'm just going to leave that out. I'm going to politely omit that. Alright, and I want this main road to continue. I want to make this bridge, and I want to add this water. So this bridge is right here on the turn. Wow, what a fascinating bridge. Yikes. Okay. So I definitely want to finish these main streets, and MSR means main supply route, or major supply route maybe. But I want to finish these MSRs because again the AI, when I plop the cities down, they're not going to build those automatically. They'll build around them, and that's what I want. So again, as much as I can for this episode, I just want to finish up Osaki Station, and that includes train lines. And so we're going to have to make this little loop here, and the next station that's coming up is Shinagawa? Is that correct? No. Oh, it's a little spur line. Okay, so the next major... You okay, dog? Everything okay back there? Shinagawa is the next station. And it is a massive one, but we're not going to tackle that today. We gotta find a different bridge, though. Let's see what it looks like in real life. It's a pretty low to the ground, just a concrete structure. I see a bridge over here, but here it's just solid concrete, but it is rising. And we can see that it's got a metal substructure and little wings. So let's try for that. How's that? It doesn't look good. No. Ooh. No, that's not half bad. I actually don't hate the green. It's not realistic, but we're gonna go with it because it's pretty. And then presumably, this is gonna start coming back down. It's underground. Below ground, rather, at this point. Yikes. Yeah, it's all underground. Okay, we can deal with this. The question is, what happens to this road? This one, it just ends. Just ends because here it's below ground. Here it's above ground. Here it's right in there. That's where it stops. Or that's where it goes from being above ground to below ground. This is a terrifying looking hole. So it'd be right in here. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. That could be real. I'm okay with that. Great, so these two lines continue on south. Let's look at the north side, where it goes over the river. This looks like a bridge. Let's find out. Yep. Ooh, that's a really low bridge, though. I can't replicate that, but we'll do the best that we can. So pretty. So let's do our streets first, so that they can pass over. And what is on the other side? It's just a walkway. Is it a walkway? It is a walkway. It's lovely. Cherry blossom season. Some off-ramps here that I didn't see. Are these underground? I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm gonna create an intersection here, and it's just gonna go on this side. Give a little off-ramp. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yes. Yes. Oh, look at this path. Oh, it goes right under the bridge. So pretty. So pretty. We're going to add some trees in. 100% we're going to add some trees there. Is Gotondo raised? Yeah, Gotondo's a raised station, so it can stay raised. It's not the worst thing ever. Not amazing. We'll add some trees, we'll kind of disguise it. Maybe add some fences. Alright, so here we go. Add our city. In reality, the center of the city is right in here, at least that's what Google shows. I don't know where the real city... We're going to add it closer to Osaki Station, just so it sort of fills in our station for us. Right here. Boom. Shinagawa. You know, that doesn't... Well, except for this guy right here. In fact, let's turn this into a highway so that nobody can build on it. This is not realistic, but it's something to look at least. And that's a prison for some reason. Like that on this side? No, it's not. That's an interesting little effect. I'm not going to touch it because that tunnel was a real pain in the ass. It looks like a construction site, which I don't hate. So I'll leave that there for now. And I said I was going to add trees to my little underpass here. My favorite little underpass. Let's do that. So there it is, the city of Shinagawa. I forgot to name the station. Osaki Station. So here's our very first station on the Yamanote Line in Tokyo. It's Osaki Station. I think it looks pretty good. We've added in the Meguro River. We've added in Osaki Station itself. We'd added in sort of a center for Shinagawa City. And that's going to grow as we can continue to build our map. So thanks for hanging with me. You can find me on YouTube and on Twitch, both at Dan Hides. Hides is a verb, it's not my last name. It's the first question people ask. And thanks for hanging with me. I'll see you next time.